Hello? That seems better. Can everyone hear me just fine? Yeah, for some reason OBS opened without my microphone turned on. Uh, I have hella echo. That's because normally I keep my desktop muted, and I muted the desktop before I got started, and somehow it got unmuted. It should be fixed. If I still have an echo, there's a bigger problem. Is there still an echo? Hmm. Okay, are we good? Is there Is there an echo? Is there an echo now that you've closed the second me? Okay, awesome. I was gonna say I thought I worked out these audio issues during my first week, but all right, we love sounds normal. We love to hear it. Well, thanks for being here, everybody. Glad we've got a few friends here for the start of the stream. You're not big dumb. You're medium dumb at most, Jamie. I appreciate you. We are gonna be playing yet again Stalk. You're welcome. Anytime. That's my boy. um, yeah, we're gonna be playing the stock 61 card main deck. My cat is going crazy on her scratching post. She hasn't done that all day, but we start the stream and she's going ham over there. Goose, you wanna come here? Oh, come here for a sec. It's the baby. Eventually, I'm gonna get her a goose cam. You can tell everybody hi. No, nothing to say. Eventually, I'll get her a goose cam. Uh, anyways, same 61 we've been playing for weeks now. I strongly feel that this is the optimal card choices for Black Red Reanimator for the main deck. Still trying to figure out what I think the best sideboard plan is. I was real hot on Show and Tell for a while. I don't think it's very well positioned right now, unfortunately. Um, I think that there are too many opposing reanimate decks, scam variants, just show and tell looking kind of bad, especially also like versus decks that are like very heavy on counter magic. You get your show and tell countered, and then oh no, you've just got a dead monster in your hand. Whereas with the Smog board, all of our little combo pieces also beat ass for 2 or 3 damage. The Witch creates board presence, plays a very nice Young Pyromancer impression. Uh, Young Pyromancer on crack, honestly. Um, and I'm trying to take that a little bit farther today by actually playing Dolphy Voidwalkers alongside the Chain of Smog combo, so that we just have even more of a beatdown plan. Um, I'm still keeping one Magus in. I still think Magus is an absolute hammer against a lot of the decks in the metagame. However, those decks aren't as overrepresented at the top as they were prior when I was preaching the good word of double Magus. So I'm going to go down to one Magus. I like having less 3-drops in the board to make casting our sideboard cards a little less awkward. And Dorothy Voidwalkers just always treated me so well. Are you for real right now? She really just like grabbed a charger and was just like carrying it across the floor like a dead snake she killed or something. Like where did you think you were going with that? What was your plan? What were you gonna do with it? She sounds so innocent. Okay. Anyways, it's about enough talk. Let's go ahead and get into a league. Play some Magic. Make the Q snipers happy, Mike. Got my sipping whiskey here. It's become a nice routine for me on Thursday nights. Turn on the stream, pour myself a little whiskey. Just vibe. Hey yo, Geodude Jared! I love when you hop in my chat and say "Sup Graveler Gary." Ooh, Angel's Envy is nice. My mom was actually telling me about that one the other day, how she was really enjoying it herself. Oh, well, this hand is very good. We're up against Yorion. I'm actually hoping that it's a control pile and not D&T. Alrighty. So we're definitely going to be unmasking here. The question is what we're pitching. So we need Dark Ritual, Entomb, and at least one of these. I'm kind of inclined to want to try and Shallow Grave a Grizzlebrand, just to get the full 14, possibly 21 cards out of it, and just try and like close the door on this game immediately. I'm assuming this is D&T because of the Marsh Flats. So it's likely that they have possibly Swords to Plowshares and Solitude in their hand. So I think I am going to... I think I'm going to pitch one of the Dark Rituals. Oh, interesting. It's not D&T, it is Espervile. So let's go ahead and get the Force of Will out of here. And we can go ahead and get our Grizzlebrand into play. They will be able to Solitude it, but it's going to leave them with 1 card in hand and 14 cards in ours. So we'll go to combat. There's the Solitude. And we'll just draw some cards in response here. Very nice. And unfortunately, we don't have a Lotus Petal to continue going off, but we can take the last card out of their hand, and we can be very set to do stuff next turn. Unfortunately, didn't find another Entomb, but oh well. I'm gonna pitch this Exhume. Grab their Strix, and then we'll just go ahead and discard some cards. I'm gonna try and not show them this Bayou if I can help it. Um, I'd rather just discard the Bayou than try and hide it from them. Delta. Let's start with getting a Grief into play. Take a look at their hand. What do we have? What have they drawn? Bowmasters, perhaps? Oh, yep, you got it. Well, let's just go ahead and get our Sire of Insanity and one other creature onto the battlefield. I think maybe this Solitude. Brib. If I wasn't about to discard my hand to a Sire, then there probably would have been an argument for grabbing the bird, just to try and find an Entomb or something. Well, they drew a land. What do we find? I'll take a land. It's always interesting when you get these hands like that where you put a Grizzlebrand into play on turn one, and then you draw 14 cards, and your follow up is just anemic as hell. What did they draw? Plague Engineer. Okay. Chooses Elemental. Cool. Kind of an annoying one. Oh, well, this sucks. We don't have any more fetchables in our deck, so I can't even unmask this Yorion out of their hand. But at least Reanimate's online again for Leg Riz. And we find Atraxa. Not the best. Reanimate is about to be offline for Grizzlebrand. Also, 1, 2, 3. 3 Animate Deads. So we have 1 Shallow Grave, 1 Animate Dead, and 1 Exhume. Well, they also, like... Hi, Star. I'm here. I'm here for you. Shallow Grave? Nah, quite. Get in there, Solitude. I believe. Oh, come on. Well, this game's over. Now they get their Solitude back. It is Jamie. And there's Alex. Yep. I love Tin Fins. I love Tin Fins. I think it is a egregiously uh, an egregiously inconsistent deck compared to Black Red Reanimator. Shallow Grave isn't out here. If we draw Shallow Grave, we can just unmask the Solitude and then kill them with Grizzlebrand. But let's see. Not quite. That was so depressing. Just like drawing drawing 14 cards just to like whiff on any real follow up feels bad. Yeah, unfortunately, like because with 10 Fens, like you kind of need to like your way of winning is Grizzlebrand. It's Shallow Graving Grizzlebrand. Um, and like if you don't just do the thing immediately, like if you get your spell counter and you have to try and do it in a couple turns, you lose to so much. You lose to Bowmasters, you lose to Narset. Like you don't have these like other options to play through some of the hate cards that you have when you play Reanimator. Because Reanimator is a linear combo deck. It's a very focused combo deck, but it has grind to it. It has ways to play through a lot of those things. Whereas Ten Fins, like it does to a degree, but just not as much as Reanimator. So you just end up in all these positions where it's like, well, if I was playing Black Red Reanimator, I would have probably won this game. And what is the pros of playing Ten Fins instead? You know? I share your love of tin fins. I've tried so many times to be like, no, this is the one. This is the deck. I just couldn't make it happen. Sounds pretty good. We get to ignore graveyard hate. We've got some disruption. Unfortunately, because of these lands, we are wide open to wasteland. So what I might do is I might just grief here, so I can keep this fetch uncracked. Right, they do have a wasteland. So they have a wasteland, and they have all these. They don't have any white mana. So let's take the Force of Will, and let's play out this Verdant Catacombs. So we're just gonna pass. They will just rip the white mana because that's just how this game works. You might want to just send me that list. I'm gonna actually get rid of it just so it doesn't clog up the chat. I would love if you sent me that list in DMs on either Discord or Twitter. I'd be happy to take a look at it and give you my thoughts on it. I just don't want to clog up the chat. No, no problem. Not upset about it at all. Um, yeah, no worries. Don't feel bad. This pedal is interesting. This pedal means we have to try and get one of these things out of their hand. I think we're just gonna try and rip a land. I think we're just gonna go dismissal. Thought sees you. What do we see? More stuff. Alright, so I'm gonna take the Force of Negation. And I'm gonna hope for they don't draw a white source and I draw a land after they waste landing. That's gonna be our win condition. Yep. That's not a land. Alright, so we are still on. Please don't draw a white source. No white source. Uh, that'll do. Let's see if they drew another counterspell. This also lets us spin our Atraxa, which is pretty nice. Oh, they have a Solitude. Feels bad. I'm interested in Stalactite Stalker. It is a card I will probably end up testing at some point. Alright. So we have an Atraxa in our yard. They have a Swords to Plowshares and a Arena and are not hitting land drops. Alright, Animate Dead and Reanimate are both online. They have found a land. We have found another land. Really not what I'm wanting to see over here. We are not favored as this goes on. At any point they find another fetch land. Yep, the Jarina comes down. Exiles our Atraxa. This is a very bad matchup for Reanimator, if that wasn't clear. It's a very rare matchup. There's not a lot of people out here playing Espervile. And that's going to kill us really fast. Yorga into hand. Yes, they blink their feller. And we draw. Animate Dead would have been nice so many turns ago. We're taking 5 here. What is our outs? I think we need to draw Grief. We need the Grief to take their swords and for them to have no other interaction. And then we need to draw a Chain of Smog. And there's only 2 left in the deck. Ice Station Zebra is unfortunately also a meme. I have played my share of it. I love it. I love all the strange Reanimator variants, but there's a reason you don't see it very often. These days, also, it almost feels like traditional Black-Red Reanimator is beginning to become a bit of a meme deck with everybody picking up scam variants. But there are those of us that still believe in it, despite that. Oh well, we'll get the rest of them. I appreciate your faith in me, High Star. Uh, it's rough these days. It's rough out there for traditional Reanimator. I haven't top 8 any challenges or won any 1Ks for a few months now. I'm starting to feel kind of washed. All right, what we got? There he is. There's Mike. There's the fella. There's that absolute clown. He gets to play first. Yeah, I've lost the die roll, so it's pretty over. Feels like. Oh, yep, there's a Chrome Mox. And a Bomba. All right, I can work with a Bomba. Ooh, you got scary cards over there. Which one am I most scared of? What if this attracts into play, and then I might just still die, which is unfortunate. Oh yeah, Mike has stream sight me 2 weeks in a row now. But also, this Atraxa could find follow up too, which would be big chill. Uh, Enchantment, instant, artifact, land. Uh, that does let us put another creature into play. I'm thinking Archon feels like a good idea. Woo! We got there. Okay, and now it gets hard. Give me the Witter Blooms. Give me the Trina Smog. Give me the Witches. Don't think Dorothy Voidwalker is going to get there. Magus is obviously terrible. I think I might just bring in. Hello? I'm currently off of show and tell. I talked about it a little bit at the beginning of the stream. I don't think it's very well positioned right now. Like it's fine, it's viable, but I don't think it is as I don't think it's as good as the Smog plan. The Smog plan just comes. The Smog plan is not only a plan B, it's also a plan C. You have a plan B combo that doesn't rely on your graveyard. You also have some little shitter dudes that just beat ass. Um, so maximizing the value of your sideboard is really important for decks like these, and just being able to have like two different pivots out of your board is kind of big. That's why I'm playing the Dothies today as well. So for like the matchups where I feel like I do want that beatdown plan that comes along with Witherbloom and Sedgemoor Witch, I can actually bring in three more very castable, evasive three power beaters alongside the Witherblooms and the Witches. Hmm, fascinating. I don't love that this hand requires me to discard to hand size to get my Atrax into the graveyard. We do have a Chain of Smog though, and having this in your opening hand is more valuable than one of the creatures because there's only four of these. There's seven of the creature. Cool kept seven. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it. Ooh, Leyline. That makes this so much worse. Leyline and Chalice. You got it. All right. Let's evoke this grief. Let's see if there's anything fun to steal from them. There, unfortunately, is not. Hmm. I am still like lightly interested in Merchant. Um, it's not super high on my list of things to test out though. How much do I care about this Trinisphere? I've got two lands. I can put my pedal into play. I think I'm actually just going to take the Fable, which sounds insane, but I think it's correct. All right. Mike has a Magus. Well, that gets the Trinisphere out of the way. Just need to find one of our boys. Need to find one of our boys fast. That ain't it, Chief. Right, we have approximately one turn left. That ain't it. 6, 7, 8. If we find Witch next turn, so we're going down to one here. If we find Witch, We also need them to not find bombas. Right. Well, now that we know that they have Leyline, Shallow Grave comes right out. I think in favor of a couple of lootings. There's an Entomb and a Reanimate. I think it's high value to keep. If they have a Leyline, then we just Faithless Looting looking for other action. They do not. Well, uh, instant artifact, land, creature. Do we want to try and combo them, or do we just want to try and rip their answers out of their hand? Like, you might have a handful of, like, dead guns. You do have Faithless Looting to get our Attraction back in the art. We don't have another reanimation spell. So if I take the two parts of the combo, I don't get to discard them. I think I'm just going to take creature. I'm going to take creature sorcery. I'm going to grief pitching the Entomb, and I'm going to keep the Chant Smog in case we draw one of our creatures. I've got 2/3 drops. I'm going to take the Fable because then they have nothing to imprint over the Trinis to make the Trinisphere. Fable is probably the card I'm more afraid of anyway. It's just because it's what helps them find the answer to Atraxa. Oh, they found something to imprint? Yep, you've got a Trinisphere. And I don't personally feel the need to play anything until they take game actions. Not playing the Chalice is scary. They're dead. Whee! Alright, we are 1-1. There was a good amount of inherent risk involved with keeping that hand. If they had a ley line, then we had no clear path to winning. We're gonna have to trust that faithless looting to find us something. How did you how did you feel about that match, Mike? Do you think taking the Fable over the Trinisphere in Game 2 was correct? Hmm. That is interesting. I think because my opponent is also mulliganing, I'm going to keep this hand off of the Strength of Potential Grief Scam with the option to Thoughtseize myself reanimate on turn 1 if we draw a creature. And I'm just going to pitch this, animate dead. Entomb is also a good draw. I might actually get rid of one of these griefs. Yeah, because I would just be pitching the grief to the grief. I might as well pitch the animated to the grief, and then we have insulation against a discard spell. Put a grief on the bottom. Oh no. Oh, that sucks. Two Orcish Bowmasters. Zero Orcish Bowmasters. Ooh. Little basic swamp action. Like that we are both using the same flavor of basic swamp as well. Dark Ritual would be fancy here. That's not a good one. It's the battle of the turn one 3 power beaters. Let's see, I attack them, they go to 4. They attack me down to 1. I can no longer block. I think I need to stay at a life total where I can Thoughtseize myself. So if we draw Dark Ritual, then we can put our Archon into play. There's also a lot of things that will just kill us, like Childred. Black market connections. Oh my god. What are they about to cast? Imprints a dark ritual. Ugh, that's gross. Oh, yeah, we just die. Alright, well, that's a. Oh, you're fine, High Star. You can ask whatever you want. Uh, it's actually currently on the docket. We will be playing this one of these weeks. I don't think it's ready quite yet, but it is. It is on the up and coming list. Give me all of them, all the fellers. Well, we've got the boy. We've got the boy and the chain of smog. Yeah, why not? If we can find a grief, that would be fantastic. Just gonna go ahead and fetch our our basic just in case. Forest, how's it going tonight, buddy? There's a witch. What are the chances we get Dark Ritual Opposition Agented here? We try and play our Witherbloom Apprentice. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. Here to hang out with y'all, uh, answer questions, chat with everybody. Well, your favorite Magic streamer. Oh, shucks, you're too kind. I think I'm just gonna pass here. Not today, fucker. Would love a grief or something just to clear the way for this apprentice. No attacks. What? What? Well, Bowmaster is fine. Yeah. As long as they don't kill my Witherbloom. I mean, they just went for an in-step oppo, and I just fetched a response. I'm not blocking that. That's bait. Ooh. Interesting, interesting. I think I'm okay with just going for the Chain of Smog here because I have a grip of cards. I can just if they if they kill this in response, I just discard a Chain of Smog and an Animate Dead, or I discard a Chain of Smog and a Sedgemoor Witch, and then the next turn I have the option to reanimate the Sedgemoor Witch if I find a non-fetch land. Yeah, no, like I think the correct thing to do, or even is to just main phase it. Like I think it would have been correct for them to just go Dark Ritual Opposition Agent on their turn before I even played out my fetch land. So then they would have actually denied me a land. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for it. They need exactly Solitude White card in their 3 cards. I'm not putting them on it. If they have it, they have it. Cool. They kept saying they were trying to pay costs. I wonder if they were trying to like snuff it out or something. I think we're just running it back. This is our best game plan. We have a Dolphy Voidwalker also to steal the initiative back. We also just have Thoughtseize you reanimate your initiative creatures as an option as well. What are we looking at? Honestly, I don't hate this hand. We don't get got by opposition agent. We have turn 1 Dolphy into turn 2 Dolphy. I'm in. Ooh, they mulligan to 4. Ooh. I really hope they're not digging for a ley line. It's not going to do anything for them. Especially after that last game, I hope they're not mulliganing to 4 for a ley line. Ooh, we get to unmask too. That's so nice. Reanimate, reanimate, swords to plowshares. Go, my little Voidwalkers, go. Get their cheeks for me. Ooh, a little piece of candy. Put that underneath my Dothy. The clappening is happening. I did see the Texas Voidwalker, and to be honest, I want the Texas Voidwalkers. They are going to be too expensive, though. Hello, Fishbird. Darling. The clappening is wild, and it's here. It's right now. We none of us can stop it. Voidwalker, as always, continues to impress me. Also, look at that. 3 matches into the league, and it's only been an hour. The last couple weeks, our leagues have gone so long, so incredibly long for no reason. I did a win. I've done 2 wins, 1 loss. We beat up Mike for one of the wins too. Come onto my stream trying to Q snipe me, trying to fucking embarrass me on my own stream. We got our revenge for last week when he clapped me. Hey, look, birds and bees. Yes, I am. I am, I guess, known for playing Reanimator on MTGO. Um, I do play other decks on occasion. When I play Vintage, I play Hollowvine. In fact, I will be playing Hollowvine in the Vintage Showcase this weekend. I do. I have the qualifier points for it, and some of my friends and I will be getting together and playing in that event. So that'll be fun. I actually was it last weekend or the weekend before I made top 8 of the Saturday Vintage Challenge playing Hollowvine. It's a good time. Opponent is on the play. My hand has no lands. We're gonna mulligan. Uh, Tim theoretically puts a Grizzlebrand into play. I'm gonna keep it. I think we're gonna put back Animate Dead. And if we draw a black card, we get to grief them and then put our Grizzlebrand into play. And that would just be fabulous. So what are we up against? Underground Sea, Ponder. Chooses to shuffle. Could be Doomsday, could be any number of things. Let's start by doing this. Grief, pitch a grief. Show me what you're working with. Oh, Doomsday. Right, give me that Force of Will. Please don't cycle into another one. And we got there. Woo! Alright. Up against Doomsday. Doomsday's a rough one because we really want to keep our combo in and try and go fast, but they also are going to interact with us aggressively. Uh, what I want to do is just trim 2 exhumes, 2 lootings, in favor of we just did like we brought in the combo. Yeah, there's so much variety in what the Doomsday players are going to play, what kind of hate they're going to bring in. I've seen Doomsday players on Leyline. I've seen Doomsday players on Surgical. Um, I want to force them to interact with us early. I want Archon Shallow Grave as an option because it does just kill them after a Doomsday. I think it's unlikely we're going to get to combo on the first turn, so I think Sire is going to be a no-go. They're also not a critical mass combo deck. They just need 1 card to combo, so Sire becomes a lot worse. I don't like this hand. Don't like this hand either. Sure. Let's put back... Yes, absolutely. If he resolves Doomsday, we're going to take a good hard look at the deck. Let's put back that one and that one. We are. I feel like it's likely we're going to get Thoughtseized on turn 1, but yeah, probably just takes the Reanimate. Yep. Oh, we're just going for it. I'll check my messages while we're waiting for this Doomsday to get resolved. Alrighty, what do we have going on here? They brought in Leyline of Sanctity. They also brought in Shieldred. Four Force of Negations. You don't feel like that's a little bit excessive, buddy? Come on, be cool. They got one in their. They got 1 Force in their hand. 2 Shieldreds. LED and Oracle are exiled, which is interesting. Oh, we're dead. Let's just uh, let's just take a look at their hand. Then we can just have actual full information. So force of will. So they're either playing two LEDs or they are not going to use one to go off. Interesting pile. Clearly, no fear of dismember or uh, unmask. Or not unmask, snuff out. I would like to play first, please. This hand is not good. Oh, I don't like this, but I'm going to keep it. They mulligan to 4. Wow. If they don't have leyline, we're going to tear their hand apart. Mulligans to 3. Going to keep a hand of a 3-card hand with a leyline? Get that brainstorm out of there, please and thank you. Land? We're going to put a clock on the table. We're going to take the Dark Ritual to cut them off of a top deck Doomsday. Yeah, absolutely. It's hilarious to me how often we get there on the back of a Grief versus Doomsday. It feels like the matchup where Grief just goes all the way more than any other. All right, could potentially speed up the clock here. I wonder if they drew a blue card for force. They did. What did they? Pitches an Oracle. Alright, well, they've got one card in hand. They need some pretty specific stuff here, I think. Alright, Grief got there. Let's go. Puts us on a nice, healthy 3-1. Let's see if we can't close this league out with a 4-1. Papa, no! What a fucking name. I actually don't remember if he had a basic swamp. I'm sorry. These are some bad hands. Some pretty bad hands. Alright, we'll keep these. We'll put back 1 and 2. We'll put back this, Thoughtseize. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to play out Marsh Flats. We're going to hold up and step into untap Exhume if it's a deck where we can safely do that. What are we up against? Alright, alright. Play a Chalice? Oh, we can beat a Chalice. Let's go. I think we're just going to grab Grizzlebrand here and try and draw 14. Would love a black card. Nice. Just to clear out any solitudes or anything. Oh, would you look at that? It's a solitude. Oh, they have a Caracas, though. That is unfortunate. That's okay. We will... I wish it wasn't an Exhume that we were using. So we actually don't want to take the Solitude. We actually are going to take the Fable because they can't Exhume it. Listen up, all you Shallow Grave doubters. Shallow Grave would be so much better here than Exhume. Yeah, I had momentarily forgot that we were using a Exhume. And an opponent is smart enough to evoke their Solitude pre-Exhume. But we are going to get to draw a bunch of cards. And this was going to get Caracas anyway. This is the better outcome. Alright. It's a shame we can't use the Stark Ritual, but we will have good follow-ups. Yeah, if there wasn't a Chalice on one, it would be way better, but we're gonna take all the rest of the cards out of their hand. and we'll have some follow up. So let's go ahead and we'll use this dark ritual. It's not doing anything. To take their Archon, and then we'll use this Entomb to take their Chalice. Yeah, unfortunate, but is okay. Is okay. So let's start by putting this Grief into play and seeing what their last card in hand is. A Chromox. I'm gonna use I'm gonna grab Sire as the last thing that I reanimate, just because I have so many resources in my hands still. Come on, get in there. Also, this will drastically slow them down because all of their soul lands are going to enter tapped. Ooh, Atraxa. That's a nice one. Give me that fourth. I'll trade. Come on, bring it in. All right, it's time. Let's get the guy out there. All right, up a game. I am not currently playing removal on the sideboard. I don't think removal is very necessary for Reanimator. Um, in certain metas, it could be if you're, especially like if you're playing like in a local meta that has a lot of containment priests because your local white mages are super horny for containment priests, then surely play some dismembers. But in the general online meta, I don't really think that there's enough stuff worth dismembering for it to be worth bringing in dismember. Bring in all the fellas. Gonna go real low on our reanimation spells. We're just gonna bring in our little friends that desire to clap cheeks. Yeah, no, I don't. Occasionally, I will play removal spells on my sideboard for Reanimator, but a lot of the time, I don't find it necessary. Akalith and Akalith's posse, welcome. Glad to have you. How was your stream tonight? Oh, it's so easy to throw away Magic and Speens. But I feel for you. We're hoping to finish off a little bit better. We're hoping for a 4-1. We're currently up a game against Red White Initiative, but I very well could be joining you in the 3-2 bracket. Let's see, what card are we bottoming here? I think we're going to get rid of one of these fetchlings. Let's see what our opponent has got cooking. They kept 7. I swear, when you play against Boros Initiative, post-board, their starts are always just basic land turn 1 Containment Priest. It's like the only thing that they do. Oh, are they fourthing? Oh, that's sure. That's fine. Ooh, that was a nice draw. Gives us something to do on turn 1 since this Dark Ritual is now a dead card. Gimme. And we will just go ahead and player by you. They probably, different priorities. You know how it is. I wouldn't say Containment Priest is good against D&T. I'd say it's funny. I think it's funny against D&T. Basic swamp. Basic swamp array here right now. Come on. Not quite. In this scenario that you enjoy, do you also have a Flicker Wisp in your hand? Firestorm is interesting. It's definitely a card I would consider playing. I have thought about it. Holy Voidwalkers! Uh, Voidwalkers have been putting in work tonight. Yes. You will be missed, Voidwalker. We've got 2 more to fill your shoes. Will they? Will Voidwalker number two meet a similar fate? Who can tell? Oh, just auto resolves. Cool. All right, all right. Sure thing. I've got more. I've got more. I wish it was like deafening silence, where it said non-creature spell. Here it comes. He's back. Guess who's back? He's back again. You were the chosen one. Imagine a world where they didn't answer all my Voidwalkers and there was just three of them beating ass. It's a world I want to live in. Ugh. Fable. Hmm. I really want this Thoughtseize. What you got cooking over there? Ooh, that's gonna be a nice one. Don't get hasty. I almost went, oh, I'm gonna crack my Daughty Voidwalker right now. That would be a bad idea. That would be that'd be a very funny punt probably for the folks at home. But what you gotta understand is this is for real. Would you relax with the touch the spirit realms? My goodness. What you gotta understand is this is necromancer hours first and foremost, but secondarily, it is whiskey hours, and my glass is empty. Hell of a draw there. Crack Woodwalker in their upkeep. It's possible. Just like keep it held up. Um, I think that it's fine though to let them. Like obviously we didn't know we were gonna draw. Well, I am from Virginia actually. After all, I was born and raised in Virginia, so maybe the roots are coming out. Obviously we had no way of knowing we were gonna draw that chain of smog, but like I'm not really too scared of them using their removal on the Voidwalkers while I had Witherbloom sitting in my hand. Uh, well, they need to have removal for Witherbloom, or they die. So swords is an option. Hardcast Solitude is an option. That's true. Very true. Um, anyways, like, do I win? Question mark. Well, they seem kind of F6'd. All right. We love a nice 4-1 ending to the league. A 5-0 would have been nice, but I will take a 4-1. It's a lot of clicks. Hey, I appreciate you stopping in though. I hope you have a great night. Uh, and I'll see you around. But yeah, I mean, what is it, like 60 some clicks to kill someone with a Wither Blue Apprentice? But it's so much worse when you are going off with the Witch and you need to make enough 1/1s that the life gain is relevant. Like if they potentially have like a Plague Engineer, a Emrakul attack, uh, just like an Wrath effect of some point of some kind, because in paper you just go, oh, I'm gonna make 13,000 of them. And if you wrath my board, I have 13,000 life. You have to figure out a way to kill me without damage. But on Moto, you you can't exactly do that. And it takes like actually like 10 minutes just to make like 50 to 75 of them. So it's unfortunately less viable. Hopefully next week I'll be up for playing the Doomsday sideboard tech. I don't think I really have it in me tonight to start up another league. Although, if anybody wanted to get in a match of Legacy, Vintage, Joyra, or Momir, I would be happy to play. Just a single match. Let's see what's in these chests we got. I don't know what the biggest hit is right now on Moto. I know Bowmasters are still a lot of money. And Sagas are still worth money. Play what's not. It's not Baneful Omen. Eh, medium. But we're getting the play points back up, which is nice. And looking forward to doing the vintage showcase this weekend. Hopefully, have some good news to report from that. Would be nice. Uh, I think we're gonna go ahead and call the stream here. It was a pretty good one. I actually enjoyed the Voidwalkers in the sideboard. They did a lot of work. They ate so much removal in that last game, clearing the way for Witherbloom. Uh, the card just never doesn't impress me. I almost wonder if I just want to play 4 of them. I would have to either cut down to 2 Witches or 0 Magus. I'm not sure which one I would be doing. But that's something for me to figure out for next week's stream, as well as potentially running our Doomsday board, which is honestly fascinating. Like, Doomsday piles with Faithless Looting is pretty interesting, I found during some of my testing. Um, there just definitely there were some piles I made where like the only way to actually make them work was with a Faithless Looting, which I found just to be very very interesting and excited to explore it more. But we're gonna call it a night here. I appreciate everybody that came by, everybody that hung out in the chat and talked to me tonight. Uh, Love having you here. I appreciate you so much. So, with that,